There you go. This is Driver. So we're back in World of Warcraft again. We will be here in a minute. So we're going to be running Deadmines. Um, also, well, the Deadmines, I guess you could call it. So um, the territory in this is for Alliance, but Horde can get here just as easy. Um, According to here, there is a heroic mode that's available once you get past level 35. Um, I'm trying to remember if that's still active or not. There's been some changes on this instance. So anyhow, it's a pretty easy place to get to, and we'll go over that here in a little bit. It's located in Westfall. So here's the map for Westfall, and Deadmines is right here. So there's that. Here's a map of part of the instance. It doesn't show the whole thing, which is fine. So you'll come in, there'll be several amount of trash, a boss, another boss, and then you'll go into here. There's another boss in here, and then you go out to the ship. Um, that's in the bay inside the cave, and there'll be two more bosses there. So, and we'll see all that as we go. So, here's your encounters right here, and then, um, as always, your loot. For the most part, it appears that this is going to be all gear and weapons, things like that. Um, this here comes out of a chest, this shirt. Um, Now, there's a parrot you can get in here. Most of the time you get this. I'm not really sure how rare the drop is, but it's a parrot, and it gives you this green wing macaw, which is a companion pet. And let's see, that's it. That's all on that page. So, and like always, you can go through and look through all this stuff. We're not going to do that. Um, there are quests in here. I have no clue if I've done any of these. I'm back. I'm still on the mage. So there are some um, alliance here and then some for the horde. So it just kind of varies. And this here is for rogues. So this is going to be a quest only for rogues. And so we're not going to be able to even see that one at all. So, but yeah, so this here just kind of a start like before in past videos. I'll leave a link to this here. You can also access this and other instances here. Go over here. There's Deadmines. There's other instances you can look at. I mean, there's a whole bunch of information there. So, but for right now, we're just concentrating here on the Deadmines. So I will see you in the game. Okay, so now we're back into the game, and we are over in Moonbrook. So this is the closest flight path to the instance, which is going to be located over in this building here. Before we do that, we'll talk about how to get here. Now, if you're playing Horde, I'm not 100% sure. I don't play Horde hardly ever. So, but for us Alliance folks, the quickest ways to come from Stormwind, especially if you're on a mage, you can teleport to Stormwind and then just fly down here to Moonbrook. It's pretty simple. So, now going into the Deadmines is a little interesting because you got to go into that building and you got to navigate the paths to get there. So, let's go ahead and get started on that. So most of the guys in this area are not too bad to deal with. They're level 30s. You can sidestep most of these guys. They're not hard to kill anyways. It's all one shots, but they don't drop that great a loot out here. So I don't really fool with them too much. But you just kind of follow this path and it goes around and around and around. And zigzags all over the place. And I apologize if this will make you kind of dizzy. So now we're kind of in the Deadmines area. So if you go straight, it keeps circling around and it comes around under us. So I usually just bounce down here. Usually don't take fall damage when you do that. And then just keep cruising straight for a little bit. And we need to stay this direction. And then come back around this way and keep this direction. So it takes a minute to get where you're going, but it's not horrible. It's just taking your time and all that stuff. There's various NPCs to kill down here in places. Looks like a lot of them are dead or asleep. So, and then the portal's over here. Now you could keep going across that bridge and do another circle around, but I just do this. and I'm pretty much there. So, and out of curiosity, because I don't play this guy very often, yep, we're still on normal. So we're just going to leave it on normal. We're not going to worry about trying to make this any kind of a hardcore run. So, in we go. So, now that we're in here, there are quest givers in here, and I'm trying to remember exactly where they're all at. So just kind of bear with me, but we'll eventually see them. These are little teleport devices that you can teleport to certain parts of the dungeon. Me, when I come here, I just do everything. So, but if you're wanting to try to go to a special place, you probably could. So this quest is to kill that guy. And I believe there's more quest givers, but I don't see them anywhere. Now, another thing to look for in here, in this dungeon specifically, is lock boxes. They look like little chests. And I didn't see one over here behind him. They're random whether or not they're here, and I don't know if they're always in the same place. So anyways, go around that. We got these guys shooting cannon at us, so let's go ahead and deal with him first. No, he ain't shooting at us anymore. And like I said before, I usually do full clear. So, but check these areas back here in these little corners, these caves, as we're going through here, to look for any kind of lock boxes. They're not always here, but they are sometimes. We'll deal with them in a little bit. So, let's grab a couple people here. Come on. There we go. Sometimes there's a chest back here. I don't see it today. So it just kind of varies when you see a chest, when you don't see a chest. So, like I was telling you before, you can, depending upon your level of your character, you can group some of these up and drag a few of them around for a little bit. You know, as long as they're not killing you, it doesn't matter. Okay, so here's our first boss. His name is Glubtalk. So, being that we're way high level, we'll definitely one-shot this guy, and we're going to be one-shotting everything in here. So, you do that, he runs over to you, he gets overpowered for a minute. You can keep attacking him if you really want to, it's up to you, but eventually he falls over and leaves a pile of ash. So, and then that quest is now complete, so it's going to complete it. And I got 410 XP out of that deal, so not a bad thing. And I don't see any lock boxes, so I apologize for the spinnies, but just trying to keep an eye out for good loot laying around. So, and I'm not trying to kill all these monkeys, just the arcane blast does that for you. So, I mean, you can if you really want to. It doesn't really matter with the monkeys. But let's get everybody down here. Come on, everybody stack up, hang out. Everybody? Okay. And there's our first lockbox. Sometimes these are locked, sometimes they're not. So if they're unlocked, you're good to go. If they're locked, you better either be a blacksmith with some skeleton keys or a rogue. So if you got a buddy that's a rogue, you can always drag them along. You know, you'll be splitting the loot, but hey, you know, hanging out with friends is more important, right? So, come on, follow me. Everybody come with me. To about here. Is that everybody? Or did I miss somebody? Oh, and there's nothing you can do with these little handles. I tried doing that for you. Oh, this is it. Okay. Now these, I don't believe these are bosses. Let's try. No, they're not a boss. They're just guarding the door. There's nothing fancy there. There's a boss in here. So this is your boss. They put here. That guy. That was riding on him. So let's do that. And close this, looks like. Well, we accepted the quest a little too late. Because we already killed him. But no big deal. You can always come back in here another day. Or this instance, you can actually run out pretty easy and come back in, and I'll show you that when we get done with this instance, because there is a way out. So let's see, let's get some more people rounded up. Come on, follow me. So there's another spot for mining there if you are a miner. If you're going to run around and pull a lot of these, just be careful of your level and what you're comfortable with pulling. Make sure you don't kill a bunch of, get pulling too much stuff that could kill you, So come on. Everybody come with me. Of course, she's going to shoot me from way over there. And of course, that's what happens when you pull too far, too fast. Oh, never mind. AoE loot worked. All right, so for this spot here, there's this door. And used to, you had to blow the door up with the cannon that was right there. And apparently it worked for me anyway, so in we go. As you run down here, you got to have a bunch of goblins and whatnot running up. Talking about the machines being alive down here, so don't worry about that. If you got speed abilities, this is probably the perfect time to use one. I got Dark Flight, I got Shimmer, so things like that. But these guys here, you're going to want to kill these guys. There's 3 or 4 of these here. They're just around here in a circle. And you're going to want to get these all killed. Oh, I missed one. Okay. And after they're dead, you give it a couple minutes, and as soon as I can get to a spot where you can see, this guy becomes active. This is your next boss. This is the Foe Reaper 5000. Obviously, it's just going to be a one-shot fight, so he'll be done here in a second. You collect your loot. And you can also mine him. As you can see there, I'm not a miner on this character, so I can't mine him. Sometimes you can run around and open these boxes. They'll give you junk. Not always, but sometimes. So out here is where we're heading to for the remainder of the fights. So this is just kind of a tunnel system that takes us down to there. All right, so anyhow, take care of this guy. Now something to keep in mind, and I hadn't said anything about yet. So this mining powder, it will explode, and it can hurt you if you're not high enough level. Now we're fine here, but if I just target it and I'm just going to shoot at it once, you'll see what it does. It'll kind of kill everything around it. And of course, this guy is not going to give up on me, is he? So you can use that to your advantage, or it could be a disadvantage. So, oh, I was in the wrong spot earlier. There's the cannon that you got to fire. You just get the cogwheel, click on it, it throws it on the ground, and it breaks the door open. And then deal with them as they run in. And then now we are out here. So this is in kind of a bay. These parrots up here don't really matter much. They might aggro to you if you're a lower level, or maybe you brought a lower level friend. Maybe you want to run somebody through. You can kill them if you want. I've gotten the cages off these as well. It's not a guaranteed. Watch the red spots on the ground if you're lower level. That's where all the cannon shots are coming from. So if you're uncertain if you can live through that, just wait until it does that. And it can knock you off in the water. It's happened to me a couple times, so I'm not too concerned about it. So, like I said, you don't have to kill all these birds, but you can if you'd like. So, and as you come up here, you can take care of the cannon guys and kill all these pirates if you want, which I typically do. And we'll leave the rest for later. We'll deal with them in a little while. You don't have to kill all these to do the next boss, but yeah, it's extra loot if you want it. And you can also jump on these cannons and fire them as well, which, I mean, kind of don't need to. It's not like you're turning the cannons on against everybody. Arcane Blast work that far away. So here's another one of those teleporters. You can use this teleporter to go back to the entrance if you needed to. At this point, you don't have to. So pretty much once you get here to the top, you finish off the last of these ads. One more ad here. And that's all the ads, other than the few that I left down below that I may or may not deal with later. So here's our second to last boss, Admiral Ripsnarl. He's another Worgen. So he's just a one-shot for us high-level characters. But this is not the last boss, but do not leave this position. Just wait a little bit. And in the cabin, as you see there, shadowy figure appears. I've tried standing out here waiting on this guy. I don't know if he just doesn't come out until you go in there. But a lot of times if you just run in, he'll run out. And he's Morlock. Captain Cookie here. And he's going to cook lunch. So now we can loot him. And that is the final boss, as you've seen with the achievement. So that pretty much takes care of that. Now I'm going to go down here and take care of these other ones I didn't kill earlier. And then I'm going to show you another way out of here that if you want to reset this and come back in again and just keep running this over and over until you get all this stuff, you can. But the other place, and also you can use a mount of any kind, or well, only riding mounts, no flying, but you can mount up once you come into this bay. And there is actually some extra loot that's around this boat as well that you can go get if you want to go get it. It's just more NPCs to kill. But if you come up here and you run through this little cavern, this little cave, and I've never seen any chests in here, but it doesn't mean there won't be. There's an exit right here. And then you come to this exit here and just run on out. And this drops you out on the back side of Deadmines. So you just kind of fall down. You can't, I've never tried going back in this way. I don't think there's a way, but you know, I guess it could be possible. But you just come out here and you are now back outside in Westfall. Right there. And just to give you an idea, we came out of here, this spot, and let's see if we can see. The entrance is right back over here where we came into the Deadmines. So the Deadmines is located in that building again, and the flight path was out there. So I think that's pretty well it for this one, guys. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.